Welcome back to episode 55 of the Sharp Shooters Podcast. I'm your humble and gracious host, Mr. Brinsky Sharp, on the ones and twos, threes, fours, five, six. Today, ladies and gentlemen, got a good old special edition of the Sharp Shooters Podcast, early National Signing Day. Everybody's favorite day if you a big college football fan, which all of us are. Shout out to the Tide. F Auburn as always. Horns down to Texas. I'm only saying that because we got some Auburn Tigers in here and Texas Longhorn fans. But it's forever roll tide. Make sure y'all hit that comment section, hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that like button too, and also comment. What was y'all biggest surprises? Who's y'all favorite pickup of the day, surprise pick, all that good stuff. Tell it all about it. But first off, gotta shout out all the guys in building. My main man, the top guy in the game right now, just hit a thousand subs on his channel. My man, Coach Shun.
With you, bro, man. It's your world. You know what I mean?
Oh
I just live in it, man.
yeah, oh, yeah, man. You, my dog can do it all. Photography, videography. Only thing he does wrong is cheer for the Auburn Tigers. My dog Tez.
Oh man, cut it out. What's happening to everybody?
Also, Mr. Braves, Mr. Atlanta Hawks employee. He does it all, ladies and gentlemen. If you see him at the game, but this is a Texas boy all the way through H Town to the fullest. What jersey you got on? First off,
Shout out to my boy Nooney, straight out of H-Town, man. He played for China. Well, he plays in China. You know what I'm saying? My dog hooked me over one of his jerseys, man, from overseas. I had to rock it on the pod today. You know what I'm saying? My boy be repping the USA. You already know something.
okay, man. My dog, the Haven,
Yeah.
on the show, man.
Oh, yeah,
And
I'm here, man.
last and certainly not least, the man with all the crazy handles. What does this one say? Virtual GM Jason. uh, the man with all the sayings, Mr. Roll Tide himself, Mr. Controversy, Mr. Jason Walker, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo. What's up, fellas? Let's get to it.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, man. All right, man. Just plain and simple, man. What was y'all biggest surprise of the day for National Signing Day? We can start with our team. What Tez you can do Auburn, and we can just go on from there. Then we can just branch out to everybody else. But you can go ahead, Coach. Sean. Who you think was like biggest surprise for like Alabama?
The surprise for me, man, was probably just keeping all these kids that I thought would go somewhere else, right? I mean, all we heard about was when Coach Saban leave, we're gonna fall off, this, that, and the third, whoop the whoop. Um, fans mad. I get it. We ain't used to losing 3 games, but when you really look at the grand scheme of things, man, when I calmed down after the Auburn game and really came back inside myself and put my fandom aside to go. I picked us to go 10-2 last year. When he went, well, not last season, but before the season started, I thought we was gonna go by 10-2. To go 9-3 to win the Iron Bowl in his first season, which is a lot of Alabama coaches hadn't done. To still have a number 4 ranked class in ESPN and number 2 ranked class in 24/7. So either way it go, we got a top 5 class to keep all these kids that we had, bro. And 2 kids we'll talk about here later on in the show that I think is going to be huge next season. That's the biggest surprise to me, to keep all these kids. You're going to lose 1 or 2 here or there. And a lot of these kids that they're bringing in are just as good, believe it or not, and they fit what these guys want to do, right? So that's just the biggest surprise to me, keeping these kids and keeping these kids.
Yeah, man, that's really one of the main things that all of us gotta worry about is just like keeping them because it ain't like you can just stack up the classes like you used to and just have like uh a bunch of dolls on your team like that. So it's gonna be really, really interesting to see how that's gonna go.
Not with teams like Michigan giving kids 10 milli. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ty Haywood and shout out to the quarterback from LSU.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I wish I had their money. I wish. Tess, what about them Auburn Tigers? Tell us about them.
Man,
Your biggest surprise.
man, I'm a echo Coach Sean. Biggest surprises. Keeping all these kids, everybody we started the day with on the board, we chalked off on the board. So you know, 100% on that. We didn't land a couple flips, but everybody that we had on the board, we landed. So keeping these kids at 5 and 7, you got to think 2 years, 11 wins total in 2 years, and able to sign 2 top 10 classes is. I mean, I don't know what he was selling down there, but whatever he's selling, they buying it for sure. So yeah, that was my biggest shot.
I don't
He was able to hold
want
this
to tell you
together.
what he's selling.
We know what he said.
I don't want
It
to tell
don't
you.
matter. It don't matter what he's selling to me, as long as we get results.
Oh no, it's all good. I'm about to say no players surprise you that y'all got or
Not really, man. I mean, we flipped Darius Smith from Tennessee, but he was already rumored to come to Auburn. Um, but other than that, like it kind of went how I thought it was gonna go. I guess the biggest news probably is the Naeem offer thing that didn't go our way. But like I told you beforehand, he was never committed to Auburn, so I can't get mad over that. Can't get mad at losing the kid that was never committed. So, but other than that, yeah, it went pretty much as advertised.
from a scale of 1 to 10, how disappointed were you?
With
We all
Naeem
get
offer,
yeah.
uh, honestly, about a 6. Because he wasn't on the radar at first. Like it just became this thing late in the season where it's like, oh, we can try to sign all the so it's 11 players in the top 100 out of in Alabama. We can try to sign all 11 of them. We end up signing 9. Zion Grady, of course, went to Ohio State. And it was a little bit of controversy earlier in the day about his signing because Ohio State didn't post it or announce it anywhere. So they kind of built this narrative that maybe him and Naeem was going to be like this, package flip. But once he signed and, the whole Naeem thing didn't go down our way, we like I said, we signed everybody that we had on the board at the beginning of the day. So I can't be mad about that.
Oh yeah. And also,
I kind of was hoping for Chroma too. There was a possibility of that, but he shocked everybody and went FSU. You got to think that Gus Malzahn signing that FSU had a big part of that. He know he gonna get the ball 200 times. So.
Oh yeah, and also, man, shout out my main man, Piano Man in the house, ladies.
Piano Man.
Yo,
what's up, man?
Coming in here, man. Roll Tide. I see you already studying on them, man. What is
how it is?
Oh yeah. What was your biggest surprise today with Alabama?
My biggest surprise was Michael Carroll, to be quite honest. Um, the way that linemen I've been kind of keeping up with it all over the place. The way linemen would say one thing one day, and the next few days they flipped here and there. Uh, I was surprised that he was still around and he decided to come on with Alabama. That was my biggest surprise. Everything else sort of went according to plan. Um, I knew that neither uh, us nor Auburn was going to get offered. I think Auburn was just stringing people along. I think the whole time he was going to either go to Ohio State, but whatever happened there, Oregon came along and scooped him right on up. So, other than that, no, my biggest surprise was just Michael Carroll.
Oh man. Yeah, because everything that was linking him to like Coach Prime and all that, it felt like it at first it was gonna be a flip, especially how things were going with Ty Hayward and everything. But before I get the Haven, just got to shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Of course, my boy Boomer out here,
Yo,
Miss
Oh, you
Janet.
did big things today. Oh, you did big things today too.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oklahoma did
Mhm.
good. Surprisingly, to be honest, I
they
the way
did.
them
Yeah,
decommitments were going, Miss Janet, as always,
and
love.
it
We got my main man Chris
Chris
from
from New
New
Jersey.
Jersey. Yeah, man. So it's all good. Yeah, and you said Jackson Arnold to Alabama. No, we are okay. We are okay. Trust me, we are okay. The Haven,
Yeah,
Mr. Texas Longhorn himself, ladies and gentlemen. Texas boy to the fullest, man.
yeah, man. You
Anybody
already know.
surprise you for Texas today that y'all signed?
Man,
Currently,
we
y'all
got really like two of them, man. We got two boys from Florida. We flipped two cats. We got Myron Charles. He's a defensive lineman, 4-star, and then Jamie French, wide receiver, 5-star wide receiver coming into the program. So we scooped them boys up out of their state. We bringing them to the Lone Star State. You already know what's going on, and yeah, man, them my two biggest surprises, though. You know what I'm saying? Now the good guys, the guys staying in state. I already told you this was gonna happen, Rinsky. I already told you the top recruits are gonna stay in state, man. They coming for the SEC, man. It's been bound to happen. I feel like I feel like a prophet right now, man. I called this a long time ago.
and yeah, well, Jamie French used to be Alabama commit,
No, I'm
but
saying he's
clearly,
from Florida though. He's from
oh
Florida.
yeah. I know. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
he used to be one of our commits until Nick Saban retired. Then he decommitted, and he had an interesting process. But y'all got a good one with him and Lockett, Khalif Lockett, man. And then y'all about to have, I believe, gonna be the future #1 pick for next year's draft, Arch Manning. So you guys got a lot of weapons on your hand.
Oh yeah, it's about to be crazy. It's about to be crazy.
Jason, what surprised you today about Alabama, man?
the most surprising thing is really how calm it was.
yeah,
Like in comparison to last year and the circus that was going on with, our guys coming, our guys going, the whole Ryan Williams thing, like everything just kind of went on schedule for the most part. People that were crystal ball to us late came. People that were crystal ball to us early came. Honestly, it was just kind of weird to not be on pins and needles really about somebody for once. Everything was just kind of going as it should have gone, or as things were predicted. So for me, it was more weird than usual with it being so calm.
Oh man, it's just been an interesting day. We didn't lose anybody. We didn't lose anybody that I didn't expect us to lose. But man, we sure did great today. I am just super happy at this class. Just see how it's turned out, especially with getting Meadows at the end of the day. Man,
Mhm.
we about to have some big old receivers. Oh man, Russell about to go crazy with those guys, man. So, but just anybody, anything, just nationwide in recruiting, just any surprises for you guys today?
Florida. What can I say? Florida. And not even just from recruiting, just from the entire season, right? Way that schedule was looking, the way they was looking at the beginning of the year. You're thinking that they're not gonna have a good year. The recruiting cast gonna fall apart. Here they come at the end of the year when they get to 6 games, and you know they still in recruits left and right. Still recruits left and right coming up to this and coming into today. So like Florida was a surprise for me, but like Jason said, everything kind of went status quo. It was kind of anticlimactic.
Well, let me ask a better question. Who are your sleepers that you think everybody need to watch out for? Just for it can be your team.
For Auburn.
Unfortunately, that the people got to hear this, but go ahead.
I think you can look out for. Well, I don't know. I think all of them gonna get a chance to get an opportunity to play early. But look out for Derek Smith. In this era where it's been they've already kind of unlocked the era of players playing on both sides of the ball. I can see a world where he get touches on both sides of the ball next year. Not to the degree of a Travis Hunter, but I can see more and more coaches in the country trying this out, because realistically, a lot of these kids come from high school. When they come from high school, they play both sides of the ball. It's not an anomaly in high school. It's just at the collegiate level, the way Travis is doing it is kind of unheard of. But with him doing it and doing it so well, I can guarantee you that you're gonna start seeing a lot of more kids getting touches on both sides of the ball. And Derek Smith is a candidate for that in Auburn, I think, for sure.
Man, and I would have to say, I was shocked at how many kids Oregon got from the South. You know, this is why I say
that is true.
You know, it's talent everywhere, man. But if you really want those kids in the trenches and those kids that play football year round, a lot of people don't know this, but when I lived in Chicago, they don't play football year round. When I stayed in LA, they don't play football year round. You know how here when football season is over in high school, if you don't play no other sport, you still lift weights all year. Like you don't never stop. You have your last period is athletics. Like you lift weights the whole damn year for football.
I think Miss Janet said you got like echo, Coach Sean.
Do I got an echo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit.
Really? How? Let me see. Let me cut this mic down. Testing. What does it sound like now?
Yeah, it still sounds a little choppy.
It's a little static in it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Because I got the phone next to me.
That probably would have could.
What you sound like now? Testing.
They said it's the connection lagging.
It's lagging on my end?
It don't look like it's lagging, but it's just the static.
It's just choppy.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Real?
Yeah, that's what they saying all in the comments.
Let me mute it and see if it's still if you can still hear it. Make sure it's not.
Yeah. They said it need to reconnect.
Yeah. Probably disconnect, reconnect.
Yeah, that's all.
Now you muted.
Yeah, you muted, but yeah, you.
Yeah. Let me hop out and I'll hop back.
All right. But yeah, man. Well, we'll go to you, Piano, man. Who somebody we need to look out for?
Well, I'm going to
who's in the sleepers.
Well, Coach, I'm going to come from another slant with that same question, but I'm going to answer it in the negative. A lot of hype was around Nebraska, but Nebraska lost a lot of players to the transfer portal, and I really did not see where they got a lot of recruits. I didn't see that part, but I wanted to just to, if there are any Nebraska fans in the room, I just wanted to tell you that you lost a lot of players. Now I know that a lot of these colleges, they're wealthy, they're big, and they can replace and whatever. But Nebraska lost a lot of starters, a lot of starters, and they lost, I think, a few of their number twos. So um, I'm just saying, watch that because they may not be as good as advertised. I know their fans and their fan base and their school might hype them up in the Dylan Rayola situation, but I think Nebraska, I think there's some problems there.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Kind of, he's fixing it. Oh, okay. They was talking about something. But yeah, man. For the most part, the sleepers for me, in the class, um, I don't even really consider nobody a sleeper in the class. I really want to see how Chuck McDonald gonna be in the class, playing cornerback right next to Dejon Lee. I think he's gonna be. He is a superstar in the making, man. He is just a straight dog, especially you being 6'4", physical, and you can run and cover. So I think he's a superstar in the making. And then my boy said Caleb Edwards playing
Mm-hmm.
tight end. Yeah, man, he's a dog
Yeah.
too. Man. It's just all just keeping all those guys in the fold for Keelan Russell when he
Mhm.
I think he's gonna, some people believe that he can start his freshman year. I don't believe so, unless he just completely just shows out spring during the spring, summer, and fall camp. I just don't see. I think it's Todd Simpson job to lose, and then Austin Mack gonna be behind him. But after that, I think Keelan is gonna start off at 3, but I could be wrong. It depends, man. I just think he's just the one. I just want him to add a little bit more weight to him, just for the physicality for the SEC. But man, he's gonna be a dog. He's gonna be a big problem for a lot of teams in the SEC. Teams like Auburn, but we don't need to rush him. So that's why I don't want to see him play none his freshman year at all. What
I
about
do.
you?
Starting.
I bet you do,
Just,
man. How
that's what
about
I'm
y'all?
hoping.
How about y'all start Deuce Knight?
Nah, man. We probably get a Porter quarterback. For sure we will.
That's a
Come in
good
there
one.
and compete at least. Uh, like you said, most teams in the country gonna have 4 quarterbacks, 4 scholarship quarterbacks on their roster. We have 3 right now, so we'll definitely go out and get another one. I think y'all kind of in the same predicament where y'all got 3 scholarship quarterbacks on the roster right now. So I can see y'all shopping in the portal for a quarterback too. Not saying a starter, because when I say portal, people think I'm talking about a starter, but just another quarterback with experience that can come in there and compete to push the room. Uh, yeah. Only thing about it is the ones that's in the portal right now, none of them really impress me. um, Maytier from Washington, and then what's the dude from USC?
Moss.
Yeah, Miller
Yeah,
Mouse.
yeah, he's an absolute statue. He can't run around at all, so
Yeah,
I'm not
y'all
really
talking about.
impressed with him. Yeah, and I'm not impressed with him.
I'm about to say y'all
he's on
probably.
he's on the
Go ahead.
list. And you were talking about Jackson Arnold earlier, but shit, I would take Jackson Arnold at all, to be honest with you.
Mm,
With how we want to run offense, I would take Jackson Arnold for a year.
that'd be interesting, but I guess Coach Sean,
What he sound
yeah.
like now?
Oh, you sound
Are you
perfect.
in that?
Yeah,
Good job.
you perfect.
I don't know what that was about, man. It's
Oh yeah, man.
electronics
Stuff
crazy.
happens. Stuff
Yeah.
happens. I was about to say, your sleepers for this Alabama class, and you had some good ones that you were saying early.
Yeah. I know we hear a lot about Keelan, K Dot as we call him, and that's automatic, right? This kid's gonna
Yeah.
for what Kalen do, this kid fit. He fit. I think he's better than Deuce Knight. I think he's better than Taven St. Clair at Ohio State. I think
Mhm.
Bryce Underwood, for what Michigan likes to do, play action and running the ball. Bryce is pretty damn good, right? But I think K Dot fit Alabama and what we like to do. I think he fit the scheme of what Kalen likes to do offensively, from mid-level passing to down the field passing. This kid's a winner. But my sleepers it'd be easy to go with him, right? But my sleeper to me is Latier Brooks. I mean, this kid is 5'9", 175 pounds. He run a 10-3 100-meter dash and a 4.31 40. Man, anytime, look, me and Jason was talking about it. Anytime you can have 4,615 receiving yards and 67 touchdowns, man, this kid, listen, man, I'm telling you, this kid, if you watch his film, this kid pull away from, and he played in a real tough A in his city. Um, a lot of competition in that A that he play in. It's not a very small school, and this kid is gonna be awesome. He's electric, man. He's electric. Also, I challenge everybody to go watch Justin Hill's film. Go watch Justin Hill for that 4.25. This kid, it's not like having LT Overton, who's awesome, right? Who's awesome. But LT is not going to chase nobody down, right? LT is power. He's strong against the run. He can rush the passer from inline line of scrimmage. This kid, Justin Hill, 6'3", 220, and can flat out fly. Flat out fly. He fit perfectly with what they love to do in the 4.25. His film is very similar. I challenge everybody to go watch Will Anderson's high school film. Watch Justin Hill's high school film. This kid had 51 scholarship offers, man. Right? This kid, Justin Hill, is gonna be a problem. It's the reason why everybody in Ohio State offered this kid a nice bag. Nice bag, man. One of the coaches told me that. This kid, Justin Hill and Latier Brooks, one offensive player, one defensive player. Both of those kids are needed, not a want. This is a need thing for us. And
Mhm.
both of those kids will be big their freshman years. Book it.
Yeah, man. I'm just happy that we got him in the fold, man. For real.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
was one of those guys when we was recruiting him. I had no idea who he was, and then we like, man, who is this guy? And then when you start to see the power with the speed, and like he has the
Mhm.
arm length and everything, I was like, oh yeah, man, this dude's gonna be a problem for real.
And remember this: a lot of people get wrapped up in stars, right? Latier
Mhm.
is one of those kids that
Mhm.
didn't do a whole bunch of camps. He didn't do a lot of camps. So in 2024, the camp circuit is really how they rate these kids, unless you just played a really, really big school. They play on TV all the time and everybody see you.
Yep.
Latier is one of those kids that didn't camp a lot. I think he did a few little camps, local camps, but going to that Miami camp out in Miami Beach and those big Nike VTO camps, I don't think I couldn't find him at no camp. So usually those kids are not rated as high. So keep an eye on Latier Brooks and keep an eye on Justin Hill.
Also, man, shout out our good brother Lynn, man, up in the comment section, man. Appreciate you for jumping over here. Shout out to
Thanks, man.
everybody watching the stream right now. Appreciate y'all support. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button to the page. Definitely subscribe to Coach Sean page. Gotta say shout out to him for hitting 1,000 subscribers, because that's not an
Appreciate
easy
it, bro.
feat. I'm so happy
Yes.
for you, brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
Alpha dog, shout out to you. Yeah, Liberty quarterback is a I forgot his name. That could be a
Yeah.
option for Auburn too.
Salter.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing.
because he jumped in there last year, but he jumped right back in. I mean, went back to Liberty. Of course, he ain't had a year that he had the year before, but we'll see, man. That's gonna be interesting for real. Uh, Jason, you said who was your sleeper?
No, but I do have one. It's that our inside linebacker commit Lou Metz.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The man, his ability to read and react is uncanny. It's so fast how quickly he diagnoses plays and how quickly he will hit and fill a gap as soon as it's available. And I think what benefits him a lot more also is that he plays both ways. He plays tight end too. I think he's had a touchdown in every game that they played this year. The boy is he's an athlete. Sideline to sideline speed is there. Read and react is there. I think pretty soon you're not going to be able to keep him off the field.
Oh yeah, man. First off, man, I wanted my brother to be in here tonight, man, but he's not in here. The legend, the man himself, Ty Hayes, ladies and gentlemen. Man deserve all his flowers. Shout out you, brother, for being in the chat. Train Red, shout out to you. Miss Janet just said, oh yeah. That's 1,000.01K. Yeah, and it's only gonna keep growing. Shout out to my man Coach Al in the chat too, man. You need to be up here. You need to
Yeah.
be up.
Coach.
You need
I
to
was
be
looking for
up.
Al, man. I was looking for Al.
You need to
And
be up
Coach
here
Carl.
talk and Coach Carl. Y'all need to be up here talking this ball, man. Who else up in here? Shout out to everybody out there. That was said, man. Just keep on telling us how you feel about this class and everything, and we just gonna keep on rolling. I'm trying to see who out of all the players that we especially for like Texas and Auburn and Alabama, any of these guys you feel like can be a day one starter? It can be on inside of the ball. Anybody can go. It doesn't matter.
On our roster or
It can
anybody's
be
roster?
well for our roster. You can say for who for us. I was just talking about. I know they for like Tez and them. I know he know Auburn roster better and the
Elijah Griffin at Georgia.
Mm.
D lineman at Georgia. Dude named I think it's Elijah Griffin.
Elijah
That
Griffin.
boy is,
Yeah.
man, piano man. That boy is a kid. Look, that's why I pray they don't get him and Justice Terry. Man, it ain't gonna be fair, man. It's Elijah Griffin. That kid is different.
You know what his comp was?
Who?
Quentin Williams.
I believe it.
I
believe it, man.
I said, come on, man.
They can't have him and Justice Terry, man.
Like,
no.
On. The rich get richer, man. Come on now.
No.
No, I said the rich just keep getting richer. But yeah, for Alabama, I don't. Michael Carroll can definitely be a day one starter for us. I can definitely see that. When they were saying it at first, I was just like, it's kind of hard to be starting at the offensive line. Then I think I heard him break down him with his size, his footwork, strength, and all that. I was just like,
boy, film is nasty.
Yes.
Yes.
Crazy.
Do you think he'll be good on the inside or the outside? I think he's gonna be on the inside.
Yeah, he's an interior lineman. He played both in high school, but they got him listed as an interior lineman. I think that kid got the feet to play anywhere, man.
He could replace Tyler Booker, to be honest.
That boy nasty, man. I seen one time where he pancaked the kid that was already on the ground and just hit him like he one of them nasty linemen. Don't give up to the whistle blow, man. He'll play early.
Yep.
He'll play early.
Yeah, they got somebody had Jajon Lee. Ben was starting there. See, hey, I don't know. It all depends on how he do in the spring, the summer, and fall camp. I have to see, but I don't see him start just yet. But when he started, he's not going to come off the field.
Yeah.
I'm praying that the money is he come back at least one more year. Just one more year so that secondary can develop a little bit long. But we can have our lockdown guy. Yeah, but once he touches the field, he's gonna be that guy.
I could see him possibly starting next year, but it would be at safety and not outside.
You said safety?
Oh yeah, he has the size to definitely play safety.
Yeah, he got it, but man,
He could easily
Hmm.
transition to being a safety.
yeah, I don't want to see him be a safety. Then because we're already gonna have Zay Benson back there.
What you got against safeties?
No, I love safeties.
You sure?
Safety.
You treating safeties like you treat Glorilla right now, Brinsky.
No,
And
I'm
I
not
really
doing
feel
this.
some type of way
I'm
about
not
that.
doing this.
UGA. Man, that boy went to Georgia. God dog.
Oh no.
Appreciate it, Coach Al. Man, that's trouble. That's trouble
Ugh.
for the future, bro. I'm telling you.
He signed.
Say
Yeah,
sign with
that's what he
Georgia,
said.
man.
Oh wow.
You sure he signed?
That's crazy, bro.
And I was like, I didn't get no alert or nothing on that. They were like, you sure?
I
But
don't
Yeah,
that ain't true.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
me neither.
Yeah, nothing came up on my feed about that one. But I trust
Get
Coach.
that boy to check if he didn't. Coach Al be on it though now. Coach
oh
Al be
yeah,
on it.
I
Pastor
trust Coach.
B, how you doing, my brother?
That's the B, my brother.
Oh yeah, man. But that guy's gonna be a problem, man. I'm hoping that we can somehow he doesn't sign until Friday. So hopefully we can convince him to come to the great state of Alabama, man, and come be one of them Nets. You can be just look at the money in the NFL, man. That's all I tell you. Just look where all the money is, especially on defense. And look at these other teams. The best choice would tell you to come to Alabama. And speaking of these Georgia, my wife, Sarah, want to show her along them Georgia Bulldogs. Oh, boo. Nobody cares. But appreciate the love, baby. But the Haven, who you feel like can start for y'all next year, man? For them.
I ain't trying to start nobody first year, man. Hey, I don't believe in that, man. These cats gotta, they gotta earn their keep, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, even with Arch, he got thrown out there, man. Like, I didn't even agree with him getting out there too early this year. I don't want none of that. I don't agree with none of that. I want these cats to, learn the system, come in and work their way up, man. I don't want nobody starting day one, man.
Okay, there you have it.
It's just me, man.
And anybody for you, Piano Man?
I gotta shout my homeboy AK Deer. He has the potential. The dude can fly. He's good pop. He has a good motor. But he has the potential. Now, whether he does it or not, that remains to be seen. But he has the potential to come in and do the doggone thing from day one.
Yeah, running back though, that's gonna be tough at Bama now.
The dude, listen, like you were talking about Russell being special. AK Deer is special. He's special.
Yeah, man, and just a simple fact, man. He see all those guys. You got Daniel Hill, Jam Miller, Justice Haynes, and Kevin Riley. All those guys signed, and you still come to Alabama. That means you ready to come to work.
Yep.
You ready to put in the work to get on that field, man. So
he turned down Ole Miss. Ole Miss was coming at him hard, and he didn't even give it no second thought. He was wanted Bama. So
yeah, man. Just simple fact that he just the simple fact that he just decided to come to us because he would have definitely probably got a lot of playing time at Ole Miss, but he sees, I think currently right now the top three players at the yardage wise are Alabama players. So clearly we're definitely running away with the running backs, man. We're not QBU. We not
say that again.
Here we go.
Say that stat again.
like the top like the top 5 running backs right now, leading the league. 3 of them played at Alabama.
Oh, in the NFL. Okay, I missed it. I thought you were saying like something about college. I'm like, no, that ain't true. But yeah, in the league, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
here we
okay.
go,
I got
man.
what you're saying.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Oh, okay.
No, I just
Hey.
want to make sure we're factual.
Bama is just
That's all.
NFLU, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We ain't
Look,
cute.
who?
I didn't
Simple
know. That's why
question.
I was trying to get clarification.
Here's want to poke a hole in
Who
it
got the
so
most
bad.
active players on NFL rosters now with 76?
It's
One
Alabama.
school. Who got the most Pro Bowlers for the 4th year in a row? You know what I mean? I can
It's
name
Alabama.
them. Who got the best top 3 corners and the highest paid, I might add, in the NFL? One on the Dallas Cowboys, one on the Denver Broncos, and one is a safety on the Green Bay Packers. Where school they come from? Where Josh
That's
Jacobs
true.
go? Where Derrick Henry go? I mean, I can
I
go
got
and see.
you.
I mean, we can
Yeah,
go any
yeah,
position
yeah.
you want to go to. Any
It's-
position.
It's been 17 years, man. Like,
Facts.
what you expect?
For sure.
What y'all
Bell, what
got?
about
Before that, it was in Alabama. The answer to all those questions was in Alabama.
We still had a running back. We had an MVP in Sean Alexander.
Okay.
It was better than what y'all put out there. We see Running Brown and Cadillac faded off to the sunset.
Shout out to Cadillac.
Shout out to them boys, man.
Bro,
I love them.
They had great careers, bro.
They had pretty cool
Both of
years
them.
in the league, man.
I have no idea why you said fade off to the sunset because they old. Like
well, man, they ain't last longer. Man, I still the only
Cadillac had a long career.
Yeah,
Cadillac
that's what I'm saying.
No, I think it was only like 5 years.
I think it may have been a little longer than that. I think it might maybe because he played for Tampa
Only
Bay for
because
about
of
4
Only
years.
because of the injuries.
Yeah, then he played for somebody, man. I can't remember, but I know he did get beat up a lot because they used to run him in the ground at Tampa Bay, man.
Man, boy, what?
Oh yeah.
And the only thing I would give y'all ever in life, Tez, I do not like y'all 2010 team for obvious reason because of what Cam did in the comeback. I did not like that man. But the 2014 man, y'all was definitely robbed. Y'all was supposed to play
Jason Campbell.
Yeah.
I can't remember who was number 1. The Sooners
USC.
So USC was number 1. So yeah, the Sooners definitely wasn't supposed to be there at all.
Not at all.
Well, I always would give you guys that because
that earned Tuberville another contract. He was on his way out for that.
See,
that one season, they was getting ready to fire him.
And the more and more, and I think a lot of folks like Tommy Tuberville now. That man showing his true color. I think I heard probably every story about that man. So, but that's too much Auburn talk, man. Who you see starting for y'all day 1?
Day 1? I hope none of these cats start day 1.
If it was one player,
I think the player that's got the easiest path to the field is probably one of those tight ends, either Hollis Davis or Brian Gill. Just because we're losing 3 senior tight ends, so when one left in the room for real is freshman from last year. I forget his name, but yeah, the tight end room is thin, so one of those guys can start. As far as SEC ready though, I don't think he'll start, but I think Anquan Fagans can start. I think he is SEC ready, Bill, a turnover machine. He would be playing alongside another player from Thompson and Caleb. So I think he could start, but I don't think he will. But yeah, the only player that I can see starting with the easiest path is either one of those tight ends, Hollis Davidson or Ryan Gill. Nah, I don't see Deuce Knight start.
I think y'all gonna play Deuce Knight because y'all ain't gonna have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're gonna start Hank. I don't think they're gonna start unless he get. I don't think they Yellowwood pay that kid what they did. That high that because Deuce is talented, bro. I think that kid's gonna be on the field for y'all. I just believe it in my heart. I'd be shocked if he don't play Deuce Knight.
I don't want to see it because the history of true freshmen starting in the SEC is not good.
See, I think differently. I think it's totally different nowadays. I think these kids are more ready to play nowadays than ever with 7-on-7. I think nowadays, if you don't play them, they
So
out.
what true freshman do you think could have started in the SEC or can start at quarterback?
I think Arch Manning could have started from the first day he got to Texas. The first day he went in there, I think he could have started. I think Sark know that too.
You mean if not for you as being on the roster?
Facts. I
Right.
think Arch Manning.
That's what you're saying.
I think that kid is more talented than Quinn Ewers. Now Quinn Ewers is more experienced, but I think he's more talented than Quinn. I think if you let Arch play and give him the reps, the first team reps during the week, I don't see them dropping off at all. I just don't. I think
So
these
what-
kids are more ready to play now than ever.
I think sitting behind you has helped a lot, though.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna always help. Facts.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
I'm just
day
saying
one.
ready to play.
Yeah, I think day one he would have struggled, man. But not saying he couldn't have came out there, but they wouldn't have been a 12-1 team that they are right now with Arch starting. You know what I'm saying? Too early. I think him sitting behind and then getting those easier games to start and getting those reps really helped him a lot. But coming out and going straight on the big scene day one, I think he would have struggled a lot. It would have probably messed him up a little bit.
See, I don't think so. I think if with the schedule you guys had, I think this would have been great for Arch to play. I mean, I think because you guys didn't have to play Ole Miss, you didn't have to play Bama, you didn't have to play. Well, you played Georgia. You had to play Missouri. Did you play Missouri? Did Texas play Missouri still?
No, I don't remember us playing Missouri.
No,
When did he?
No, they didn't.
They didn't play Missouri.
Now
When did
I
he?
understand. I'm sorry.
I was
Go
about
ahead,
to say,
Ted.
I was just about to ask, when did he get there, David? Was he early enrollee? Or did
He
get
was
there?
an early enrollee last spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
That matters. I mean, I don't think a true freshman could come in there in the fall and start in the SEC.
Facts. Because you
Well,
missed the whole spring.
We got
I think
one.
Arch could have, bro. I think that dude could have played, bro. I just do. Because I ain't seen Quinn really do much. I hadn't seen Quinn really. Arch Manning, bro, unlike his two uncles, is a hell of an athlete, dude. This dude, he bigger, he's strong, he can pass that rock, he can run, and he's smart. I got to give that kid his credit. I think he's gonna have a bigger career. I do.
That's why I said I believe he's gonna be the first overall pick. Just a simple fact, when you seen him take off and run, I said we got a Manning that can run, so he got that speed from his dad because his dad used to be a wide receiver.
Who else would be in this class?
That's what I'm saying. Say it again.
Who else would be in this quarterback class that would come out? That determined whether he'd be first overall. Who else? What other quarterbacks out there?
I don't see anybody. It doesn't matter which class. If of course Bobby's saying DJ Ladway play, but DJ Ladway.
And let's be clear, that's a true freshman. And if he had played the whole game, bruh, Georgia might have another loss.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Trust that.
That's true.
True freshman. Like I say, man, with 7-on-7 and the way college football is played today, it's like football. It's like basketball on grass, man. It's totally different.
But what can they win you though? Can they win you to 8 games? Can they win you to 9 games to get you into the playoff? Or the true freshman just get you to 6 games, 7 games?
Well, look at every game that DJ has started.
I think it depends on where you at as a program.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was about to get to. The expectations.
Yeah. That's about to say, I don't think it'd be smart for as talented as he is, or Keelan Russell to start in his freshman year, because look at where y'all at as a program. You know, you're talking about playoff or bust right now. With some of these other teams like a Florida, why not take a chance on DJ Ladway? Nobody was expecting y'all to win anything anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can see you saying that a Deuce Knight getting on the field early, and we're a 5-win football team. Why not? But if you got, proven championship pedigree and you halfway there or over halfway there, then you might not want to put a true freshman out there to play with your season. You probably want.
And the only reason I say Deuce Knight is because, man, listen, let's just be.
He's more talented than anybody we have on the
roster. Peyton
roster
Thorne is terrible, bro. if y'all had a half a quarterback, Alabama gave y'all 4 turnovers. Y'all look. I bet Alabama, and I'm a Bama fan. I bet we won't give Ole Miss 4 turnovers. We're gonna get beat by 30.
Mm-hmm.
No, damn 30. 30. THUTY. I bet you won't give Ole Miss 4 turnovers, 2 of them on the plus side of the 50. You're gonna
That's
lose that
true.
game.
Mhm.
If
That's
Auburn
true.
had a half a quarterback, we'd have been in some trouble, man. That's just the God honest truth.
Hey, it's confusing though, because when you look at Peyton throwing stats, he in the top third of quarterbacks in every single passing statistic.
But you got to put that into perspective, though.
He's
Like
he's fifth in yards,
Yeah.
and he missed 2 games. So you got
I
to think he'd
seen
played those 2 games. He'd have been a 3,000 yard passes. There's
I
only
think this is probably one.
3,000 yard passes in
I'm talking
the
about
SEC right now.
decision making.
Yeah.
You see how many
I
times
think
He's,
they had a
he's
tight
about
end in
62%
the end
of his passes.
zone that he just didn't even look at him. He threw the ball. I was happy he did it. Don't get me wrong. I was happy, but
But what is he coached to do though? That's my thing about it.
facts.
So that's the whole reason why I bring that up is because I got a lot of Auburn fans saying that we need a Porter quarterback. We need a Porter quarterback. All right, so we got 2,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. That's the magic number. That's Peyton Thorne's number. So any quarterback we look at in the portal, if they can't match that, that's not good enough. That got us 5 wins. You know what I'm saying? 2,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions got us 5 wins. So we got to be significantly better than that at a Porter quarterback, I think.
Right.
And I don't see that guy out there.
Mhm.
As much grief as Peyton Thorne got, I gotta question the situations he was put in. Why were you asked to do this? Yeah, he missed a wide open tight end in the end zone, but you got 27 in the backfield, the best running back in the SEC. He shouldn't be throwing this ball anyway. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a catch 22. Because if I guaranteed you next year that your quarterback was going to throw for 2,700 yards, 3,000 if he had played in the 2 games he missed. So let's say 3,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You take that. You take that right now. Let's say your quarterback next year is going to throw for 3,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You take that. A lot of people.
I was just strictly speaking to how teams played Auburn. You know, a lot of teams played y'all. I seen like we did, like Malachi. A lot of teams played y'all senior high safety. Yeah, they didn't nobody fit a pass.
Mhm.
Matching on the back end. Facts.
He didn't throw it. The only deep shot he called was with the running back throwing it across the field from the other hash, which
throwing
is
it to me.
A long throw for a quarterback. Like it's quarterbacks that can't make that throw, man.
Yeah.
I think what Train Red said right here, I totally disagree with this. When you say Eli Holstein is basically a freshman, left Bama and started at Pitt. But you got to understand, man, he was in the system for a whole year. It ain't like he just started. He sat his whole freshman year. So he had time to develop. He wasn't a freshman. He was definitely a sophomore. So I don't agree with that one. But I think we all can agree with this. Peyton Thorne is trash. I wish he stayed at Auburn for another 8 years.
Another 4 years.
Nah, his time is over.
No, man, we and also shout out to the man Brian Harson. He's a good brother to me for life for wearing that light shirt.
He was petty. He was petty.
Oh, I love that.
Oh
I
my God.
That
I
was
couldn't believe it.
That was
he's hurt. He's hurt, man. Y'all want to get rid of Sheridan, right? There go your OC right there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Look what he did at Boys as an OC.
Shout out to Lynn Shanafelt. Thank you, Lynn.
Oh yeah, man. I'm about to get to it in a second. I was just going there. I was so behind on the comments. My fault.
Is that Coach I?
Yeah, this is definitely Coach I. Y'all definitely go subscribe to Coach I Fan Addict Sport. Shout out to my brother Georgia Bulldog. You know we got a Texas Longhorn up here, man. We're gonna also talk about that SEC championship. So y'all stay tuned for that.
So bro, Coach I up here.
Hey, Coach I, you know you more than welcome to come up here because I'm interested to see. I literally said
me too.
It's setting up that it can be a SEC championship rematch. And look what we got. I don't think it's gonna be like how it was the first time. So that one's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be good.
And shout out to my man Lynn out here with the $40. Like I said, much love to my favorite coaches. It was a great day, and Bama not done yet. We have
Yes,
some money
sir.
left open, a whole lot of it, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Roll Tide, Lynn.
Oh yeah, man. Just appreciate everybody else in the chat. I'm just catching up with everybody. Shout out to my man Mike at Sooners Legend Podcast. Appreciate you, brother. Always showing
Mike.
love. Miss Susan Thomas, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Hold on, he said he threw six of them touchdowns against Alabama State. Ted.
Oh yeah, he did. He threw three of them picks. He threw 3 of them picks against Cal. So
that's why I said, man, them stats were, like them stats with him is like different, dog. It's like really, really different. Because I told you in that
see, that's what I'm saying. You take them 2 games away, we still looking at 15-3.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, 21 touchdowns. You take away 6 of them, that's 15. You take away the 3 picks he threw against Cal, that's
you talking about that
yeah.
game? I was talking about the University of Louisiana. That's my fault. So
look, I'm not saying
I
that.
think it was a down year. I think it was a down year for quarterbacks in the SEC anyway.
It was.
Yep.
It probably was.
It was.
Because I thought
Bro, you know what?
was going to have a better year than what he had. I knew Jackson Dart was going to have a big year. And Jackson Dart was probably the only one that really played up to the standard that we thought he could play up to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's going to be a lot better in the future. So they were just like
I tell you something, ain't nobody talking about though, man. And that's why I give all the SEC teams love, bro. Listen, I think Bama was what you said, 2, Brinsky? 2, 5, 2. Okay, you got Georgia, Bama, Auburn, whoever else, right? Think about it. Bama was 2nd or 3rd, whatever it is, in the SEC. We're at number 2 or 5, whatever it is. Miami was 1st in the SEC. No, let's go with the 2nd team in the SEC. I think SMU may have been 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. Unless it changed.
I think they won. What are you talking about for the rankings, or
as far as the ACC? I guess what I'm saying is the second.
I think they're number 1 right now.
SMU.
Mm-hmm. They number 1 right now.
Okay,
they only lost 1 game.
So check this out. We just say the 3rd place team in ranking just in the ACC is probably like 17 or 20 something. You see what I'm saying? Even though Auburn is 4th in the SEC, Auburn in the top 10 in recruiting.
Right.
So it's the Big Ten in the SEC dominating in recruiting, man. Like half our schools, half the top 15 is SEC and Big Ten schools.
Yeah, we're 4th in the SEC in recruiting, and we're 7th in the country. That kind of tell you how the SEC is dominating in recruiting.
That right here. This is the current industry rankings right now. Yeah, Auburn's at 7. Texas at number 1. I know DeHaven love that. Still not gonna win nothing. Alabama at 2. Oregon. I think Oregon had the best day of everybody just getting Naeem off of their defense is going to be nasty. Then you get the Corey and Moore. Then you got Dallas Wilson. Just keeping him there when all the crystal balls was pointing towards Florida, and you go out there and you keep them. Oh man, that offense is about to go crazy next year.
Yeah, man, we were at 5, and Oregon was at 6. That Naheem Offord flip took them to number 2 at the time. They're number 3 now, but it took them all the way up to number 2, and it bumped us down to number 6. But that lets you that goes to show you how razor thin the recruiting is at the top of the pack. One player can put you 4, 5, 6 spots up, or take you 4, 5, 6 spots down. It's really close.
Oh yeah, man. Now one thing that ain't gonna change, the SEC gonna have at least 5. Well, it's 7 in the top 10 right now. It's always gonna have at least 5 recruits in that top 10. I mean, not
especially
recruits, 5
especially
teams in that top 10.
especially with Texas being in there now. They're
Oh
perennial
yeah,
top 5 classes.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. They still got to go out there and prove it though. They still got to go out there and prove it. The thing I don't care about classes. It's all about development to me because you can recruit all the guys that you want. That was just like that Texas A&M class when they kept getting all those high ranked guys. Only person that man, how I just drew a blank on his name just that quick. But it was only certain guys that just lived up to their ranking. A lot of those guys away, a lot of those guys got in trouble playing at JUCO.
And the coach.
Mm.
And the coach. This is the major difference between them now and then. When they had the number 1 recruiting class in the history of recruiting class under Jimbo Fisher. He leaves. Some of those players leaves, and look at Texas A&M now.
Well, they was
SEC
already,
championship.
but that was the thing. They was already leaving before. They was already getting in trouble and stuff before he even left. It was all under him.
Under Jimbo?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it ain't
change
like
the
he
coach.
just
You
left
change
and
the
then-
coach.
Yeah. So, but you see when Mike Echo coming there in his
Yeah.
first, but the
To your
same
point,
thing,
it's about development.
yeah, it's the same thing about your boy Hugh Freeze when he got Laquan Treadwell, Robin Kennedy, and Laramie Tunsil. I don't think they was the number 1 class
They
or
was up
whatnot,
there.
but like I still feel like those guys, like except Treadwell, those guys underperformed. I think Robert definitely underperformed compared to what he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be this menace in the SEC, like how Jadeveon Clowney was, but I don't feel like he lived up to the expectations. But of course, you know how I feel about Hugh Freeze. I don't think. I
Hey
don't think.
man, it's a place at Ole Miss, man. If you look at Ole Miss, I challenge everybody to look at some of these schools like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, the schools that don't perform, and look at like they records of just throughout the history of performance and players. It's hard to get players to perform at places like that. I don't know what it is, but you can get these recruits where they'll go to a blue blood school and they'll perform well, but when they get to schools like that, they just don't perform well. It's like we had a conversation one time about 1,000-yard receivers. I don't know if you remember that. It was about Hugh Freeze only having 1,000-yard receiver. Well, at the time that Hugh Freeze was at Ole Miss, they had only had 3 1,000-yard receivers in the history of the school. You see what I'm saying? So like, you got to consider the place. It's Ole Miss. I don't know what it is. It's just, at these better schools, at the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the better players they perform. It's not necessarily the case at some of these lower tier schools like that.
But it's just kind of crazy to me when certain caliber guys go to him and just expect to just I don't know, man. I think the man is just overrated. I feel like Cam Coleman needs to get in the transfer portal. Anytime I get on any stream, I'm just gonna say Cam Coleman needs to hit the transfer portal. Perry Thompson needs to stay there. We'll take Cam. We'll take good care of him at Alabama.
I'm pretty sure you would.
Yeah, man.
Big shout out to Coach I in Georgia. Them dudes got 4 linebackers in the top 10, 3 of them edge rushers, 2 defensive linemen is the top at they spot. Like, bro, defensively, Piano Man, I like their class better than any class defensively. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That front 7.
Yeah, just to say to that,
it's a nightmare.
Man, I know, bro.
It's a
domination.
I can tell you, it ain't gonna be easy.
Domination.org, man.
Yeah, Kirby is fixing what's broken. over there. You know,
Yeah.
Georgia's the most dominant when they have a dominant defensive line, and he hasn't had it for a couple of years. So he's just fixing it, and it looks crazy, at least on paper.
Oh man, he's coming to Alabama. Spoiler alert, man. He's coming to Alabama.
Coach, y'all boy better chill out over there at Georgia, man. Chill out, man. Chill out.
I know y'all getting the defense together, man, but y'all better get that offense together. Yeah, you can have the defense all you want, man. You got to put up some type of points. This was like 2007. Matter of fact, as far as I'll probably go our national championship year in 2011, you can have this type of defense and have a decent enough offense and win a national championship. Y'all definitely, everybody needs to have some type of offense to win a national championship. Some type. You just can't win. You remember how bad our offense was in 2011, Coach Sean, at the quarterback position. We really just had, I ain't gonna even say it was bad. AJ was okay, but Trent was really the team. You knew where to stop. That's why we had that 9-6 game against LSU. So man,
yeah.
So you think the offensive team, the best offensive team in the 12 now has the advantage in the playoff?
I wouldn't.
Well, who would you say the best offensive team is out of the 12? If you had to pick one.
Oh, that's a good one.
In the 12.
I still keep it at. I don't know.
Oregon.
I say Oregon.
SMU offense ain't no joke.
SMU offense.
Only reason I'm not giving it to SMU is because ACC, for one. I just do not trust the ACC at all. And I just can't trust those teams, man. I just don't believe.
Listen,
because like
SMU,
who has a tough defense in the ACC that has challenged them? Who had they played that you could say, oh, they got a good defense and they ran all over?
They played Georgia Tech. No.
Did they play Georgia Tech?
If Georgia Tech is the best that we can come up with, Georgia just put up all these points on them.
I think they're ranked in top 25.
Yeah. ACC will make you look that good for real. That's why I was like, it's kind of different in these conferences. It's just like Ohio State. But I believe Ohio State is a great defense. But they just don't have an offense. Not for real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who has the best offense?
That's what I said.
You said you wouldn't put it at. It was clearly Miami before they got
Miami.
Right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, or Ole Miss, but they outside. You know,
I can still possibly. What we talking about? I think Miami's still in there. I think they at 12. But
no, they not.
No.
Oh, they not.
No. They dropped them 6 spots.
Yeah, the graphic that I have. Hold on. My fault.
Tennessee and Clemson offenses wasn't too bad.
Yeah, see, this graphic, and we also gonna talk a little bit about because Cam Ward had some comments about Miami being left out, which I thought was asinine to me.
So why it's like that is because Arizona State is going to get an automatic bid for winning a conference, and they're going to knock Miami out. They're going to put them at 12. So that's why Miami won't make it.
Yeah, but Miami should blame themselves, man.
but looking at this list, they probably had the best offense on here that I'm looking at.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of teams. Well, a lot of people hating on Alabama because we're ahead of South Carolina. I'm still trying to figure out why they believe South Carolina is a better team than Alabama, which is crazy to me. And they like head to head don't even matter. And then we start coming up with these word salad. I don't know, man. We just had a bunch of analysts talking about they just trying to favor Alabama. Newsflash: if y'all would have just kept everything at the 14 playoff, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. We'll just be talking about Oregon, Texas, Penn State,
we'll be having it. We just be having it with Notre Dame and Georgia. We wouldn't be having it about Alabama.
Yeah.
We'd be having the conversation. It'd just be about a different team.
But I don't know, man. They just always have a thing with like Alabama, man. They just feel like it's favoritism. Like, no, it's not. Like, who
It's,
you
I'm gonna tell you what it is. This is, and I heard somebody explain this, and this no knock to Alabama.
Here we go.
Here we go.
But for real, I think y'all would agree to this. When it comes to situations like this, the reason why everybody is scrutinizing Alabama is because whenever these situations arrive, y'all get the benefit of the doubt. Like, y'all never gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to picking going to the playoffs. Even the BC, go back to the BCS. It's never been Alabama got snubbed or nothing like that. It's been other teams.
Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is?
But
Let me explain why that is.
No, I'm saying like, I understand why it's happening, but I'm just saying that's why the mass of people, they see it as like they never get the short end of the stick.
So let me ask you a question. And just let me pick on you, Tez, for the crowd, just in case they listen.
Go for it.
I agree with you, Tez, that you could say, okay, well, they picked Alabama. Alabama shouldn't have went this year, right? I agree with you, right? There's been some years when they can say it's been an argument, right? At minimum. But to whoever made that decision, Jason, when we get into playoffs and we destroy everybody, is it really the wrong decision? Right?
Oh, no, not at all.
And I think Coach I, if he was up, he would tell you this. They picked Alabama, and this is really what done it. This is really what rubbed the mud in everybody's face. You told Alabama they wasn't better because they lost they had 2 losses on the road, 1 in overtime. You told Alabama they lost to Tennessee in overtime, so they weren't as good. They lost to LSU in overtime. The Tennessee game was on the last second when Kool-Aid caught the interception, and they said it was a flag, so they gave him another chance. Then they kicked the field goal. You lost 2 games, right? In the last hair of the chin. You said you wasn't better than TCU. TCU got a better record. They're deserving to go. Cool, no problem. You want to say they deserve to go? I ain't got no problem with that. They deserve to go. They weren't a better team, but they deserve to go. They record's better.
Right.
You went and you lost to Kansas State in your own championship game. No problem. I get it.
And did not move in the rankings.
Did not move, right? You said they deserve to go over Alabama. You put them in the playoff game. People went all the way out to Los Angeles. Paid some of those tickets were $1,300, and you in the nosebleed seats. Georgia beat you like they whooped your feet. You understand what I'm saying? They beat you like you stole some on national TV, and Kirby knew exactly what he was doing. Knew exactly what he was doing. And your boy, Coach y'all had a center that year named Jamari Sawyer. He tweeted out, this is what he said. He didn't put Alabama. He said, when that team from Tuscaloosa wasn't in the tournament, we knew we had it. If that don't tell you all you want to know, right? You put TCU in that playoff and they got their feet whooped, right? The game was over after the second quarter. It was over. Everybody was leaving. People was leaving the stands. People was at home watching like, what? They lost money. Sponsors was pissed. Alabama went and played the team that beat TCU a week prior. They played them in the bowl game, Kansas State, and whooped their feet. If that ain't no karma for you, bro, for the vote getters, for the vote deciders, that the bottom line is, I agree with Tez. Alabama has got the benefit of the doubt, but they've earned that though. They've earned that benefit.
They follow through with it when they get in there. You know what I'm saying? They follow through with it.
Let me ask you this: if you saying we never got the short end of the stick, which year you believe that we should have got the short end of the stick?
I don't know. I can't. It don't come to me that quick.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say I give you time on that one.
No, I don't know. No, I'm not saying this is my take. I heard somebody say this on something I was watching earlier today.
Oh, okay.
And they brought it up. When they brought it up, I was like, yeah, that's probably why people are always on them, because when these situations arrive, they always get in. With the exception of 2022, a lot of people putting that in there. But I think it's just confusion of how the voting system is like. It's like, is it a playoff, or are we picking the 4 best teams or the best teams in the country? Because I remember Mike Leach, RIP, he had a quote. He was like, "Why they even call it a playoff?" He's like, "We just picking the 4 best teams. Just pick the 4 best teams, let them play. Why are we even going through all of this?" And that's kind of the point of it. Is like, why are we even doing this? Why are we going through the formalities? If we could the eye test tell us that Alabama should be one of the 12 best teams in the country. So why are we even going through the formalities of having this whole system and going week by week, moving teams up and down? And the argument that South Carolina has is a legitimate argument.
They the hottest right now.
And it's legitimized by they're winning. They're one of the best teams right now in the country. You know, you have to go back weeks to find a bad South Carolina game. You know, so that's going to.
They told Alabama the losses got to matter. That's what they told us.
That's what I'm saying. To your point, are we talking about who's playing the best football right now? Or are we talking about overall resume? It just depends on the argument you want to make. It changes.
Ours is better than theirs. They did about all the matrix. They did it by the committee. They did it by BCS. They did it by AP. All those things, we was ahead of them. We have
but you're not playing better football than them right now.
It doesn't matter what the resume look like. What the resume look like. Everybody can look high at the end of the year.
Yeah, but you can't do that when you take a Miami team and you drop them 6 points because of a loss to a team, and you're saying that they're not playing well right now.
What is their resume?
You see what I'm saying?
It's the overall resume.
They have 0 top 25 wins.
But I hate that. I hate the fact that I just hate the fact that they're saying, South Carolina's been one of the best teams in football for the last 6 weeks. Well, what about the rest of the game?
First 6 weeks, right?
What about the rest of the game?
So that's what I'm saying. So think about what happened last year. Think about what happened last year with Florida State. This team was undefeated. They lost one game. They didn't go and say, "Oh, what about the rest of the season?" They looked at that one game and said they lost their quarterback and said they couldn't be in the playoff. And then you come back this year and your argument against South Carolina is, well, what about the rest of the season? When you just put the weight last year on how they playing right now, they just lost. Take them out the playoff. You just did the same thing to Miami. You said,
but lost you want me to tell them to do something?
I'm not saying that Alabama should not be in there.
Just posing an argument.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear because I don't want that to be out there. But I think when I look with my eyes, they're one of the 12 best teams, right? And then you consider you got to put the conference champions in there, which I think is some BS, but whatever.
Me too.
But what I'm saying is the reason why it's always going to be an argument is because the goalposts change every year. And until they get some consistency in that, it's always going to be an argument at these last spots. Because the criteria to get that last spot always changes. Like they're even saying that Miami doesn't deserve to be in there because all they have is a quarterback.
No, Miami doesn't deserve to be in there. What can you say that Miami is one of the top teams when they haven't even beat a top 25 team? Strength of schedule. Hold on, I'm about to literally just pull this up for you. Tell me what has changed, because it's literally
best win is Florida.
So why were they in there in the beginning? They hadn't beat a top 25 team when they were
undefeated. They was undefeated. They was leading their conference. They had an opportunity to go play in the ACC championship game. Now that they lost their opportunity to play in it, what can they stand on?
So what you're saying is, if you run the table playing non-top 25 teams and you beat them all, you should. That's enough.
No, that's terrible to me.
Exactly my point. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying they at least had what was going for them. Okay, they lost one game, but they was going to at least play a ranked team, which is more than likely going to be Clemson or SMU in the ACC championship game, which they had an opportunity to go. So that means they would have had an automatic bid. Guess what? They lost to Syracuse. Now they don't have nothing to stand on. They're not going to the ACC championship game. So now we got to look at their strength of schedule. Who are they playing? Their best win is Florida.
So what I'm asking, why do we do it week to week then? If that's the case, we could just wait till the last week of the season and then throw the teams in there who deserve to be in there. That's the point. It's the formalities of it. It's like, why are we doing this?
I think the week has to be there.
Go ahead.
I think week to week has to be there because you gotta rate teams. I just think that should be there because of who everybody play different people every
It's
week,
for
different rankings every week. I think that has to be there. But my thing is, this is all you got to ask yourself, and I think this is what the committee asking themselves. Georgia. Let's take Georgia for a minute. Georgia got what, 2 losses, right?
right,
Yeah.
right.
Put now think about this before you answer. Jason, I love to hear what you guys say about this too. It's important. Put Miami with Georgia's schedule. Now, before you answer, let's think about Georgia. Georgia opened up with the ACC with a team that possibly might win the ACC, Clemson. They
That's
opened
right.
up with them out of conference.
That's right.
Georgia's the only team in the world to go on the road to Alabama, turn around and go on the road to Texas, turn around and go
Right.
on the road to Ole Miss, turn around and go on the road to a hot Kentucky team at that time, turn around and play a hot Georgia Tech team who's very hot right now. They lost, but Georgia Tech is playing well right now, right?
True.
You look at that entire schedule. Now they're finna turn around and play the number 2 ranked team again. Put
True.
Miami with that schedule. How many games do they lose? Put Indiana with that schedule.
Realistically,
How many games do they lose?
Probably 4 or 5.
I think so. So you cannot reward a team just because your record is better. If that's the case, we just need to put Indiana in the championship and let them play for it.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's why the logic of it always is going to fall apart, because you always have teams in here that just don't play anybody.
Right.
And just because, like, you think you're looking at a Boise team, like if it wasn't for the conference championship rule, they would still be in the top 12 right now. And they haven't played anybody. Indiana hasn't played anybody. They don't deserve to be up there, like, to your point, but they are. So when you get to start picking between 2 teams and you say, oh, well, we're going to pick this team because they haven't played anybody, it's a slew of teams in this top 12 that haven't played anybody, but they're there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It is based on their record. Indiana is in there based on their record.
But if you splitting hairs about 2 teams, you almost have to go to that. You almost have to go, this team got 3 losses. This team got 2 losses. Does the team with 2 losses mean that they're better? Because this team is 0-2 against top 25 teams. This team over here is 5-1 against top 25 teams. You cannot pick that team just because they're if that's the case, every SEC team should play Teriyaki University out of conference. Don't ever schedule Wisconsin. Don't ever schedule Clemson. Play Teriyaki University. Go undefeated, and then we won't have to have it. You know what I mean? It's a mess, though. It is a mess. I agree.
It's just not. I don't know. They got to figure it out. They got to figure out the criteria to get in and be consistent with it, and then people will stop having problems with it. You know what I mean? But until they do that, it's going to be.
But that's what I'm not understanding with you. What is not consistent? They literally saying the head-to-head. Jordan Travis with Jordan Travis, like, what in here do you see that has changed? This is literally day one. It's strength of schedule, head-to-head competition, all that stuff, and other factors with like key players and other things. That's always been there. The last part just ain't never really applied until Jordan Travis. And clearly,
here's the thing:
Georgia.
Yeah, but these things aren't weighed the same, is what I'm saying. These 4 points, put them back up there.
Oh, my fault.
Those 4 points that you have up there, they're not weighed equally. If it was 25% each one, I just seen this dude thumbnail on his, man, stop it. I can't even talk. I just seen Jason thumbnail when he went away, man.
Oh,
I don't even know what I was saying. But no, like, so you got 4 points, right? And it's not 25% this, 25% head to head, 25%. They're weighed differently. You see what I'm saying? And their weight changes. What they choose to weigh them changes based on the scenario. And that's why it's always going to be an argument, because you got comparative between opponents. That should weigh, if all things are equal, you're saying that's 25% of it. We talk about an Alabama team, you guys lost to 2 mediocre teams, right? True. And if you let that whole weight just as much weight as you let strength of schedule hold, 25%, then that may change how this gets weighed. But if you're gonna say head to head holds 50% or 75%, then of course. But that changes based on the team, the conference. We don't. You see what I'm saying? The SEC is always gonna get the conference bias.
Nah, I'm gonna come right back at you.
because we play the best teams in the country. So like that's well deserving.
But I'm gonna come right back at you. Okay, we say we lost to those mediocre teams. Cool. What are the teams that we did beat?
Georgia,
that's what you're not
South Carolina.
That's
who did South Carolina beat? Texas A&M, who is not ranked.
Bro,
that's my point. I think wins matter more than losses.
That's what I'm saying.
If wins matter more than losses, then Miami should be higher than you guys.
No,
but they don't.
Because they haven't beat anybody.
When he say wins, he talking about who you beat wins.
I'm talking about
so now strength is so now strength. That's what I'm saying. So now strength of schedule matters more than wins and losses.
No. Not who you play. Strength of schedule. Who did you beat? How many good wins do you have? If you go out and play and beat Wake Forest, North Carolina Central, or AT&T, whatever. If you beat all them and you got 10-0 record, and you think that preserves you to be in a playoff, no, this team may have lost 2 and won 2, but they beat the number 1 ranked team in the country, the number 6 ranked team in the country. I hold that more valuable, even though they got 2 losses, than I do a team that's 4-0 and ain't played nobody, like literally nobody. So, Indiana's the perfect case.
So you saying that so let's say SMU is playing for a playoff bid, is what you say. Right. Clemson is not, is what you're saying.
Right.
So if SMU wins, they of course they get the playoff bid. If SMU does not win, they should drop out of the top 12 based on who
I don't think so.
They haven't played anybody.
They haven't played anybody, but the difference is this. SMU, I hadn't seen them have close losses every week like Miami. Almost lose every week like SMU has dominated most everybody they played. Miami, I watched them almost lose for 3 weeks in a row. Like you almost lost 3-4 weeks in a row. That's a fact.
One of them could have been a loss.
And then we praising South Carolina for playing well at the end of the season. While watching Miami lose 2 of their last 3 games. Right.
That's true. And but that's true. That's a difference. You got South Carolina playing well at the end of the season. Miami lost 2 of their last 3 games. How do you rate these teams?
But if you're gonna hold Alabama's Oklahoma loss against them, as you should, you cannot forget that this very hot team got beat by Alabama. You can't hold one without the other. If you're gonna take the loss, you got to take the win. I think Alabama has the best win in the country against Georgia. Who has a better win than Alabama right now? Texas? Somebody beat Georgia over Texas? No, I don't think that's a better win.
But see, then like you can say it's the best win, but then in the same breath, you said that you watch Miami win a bunch of close games. Is this the best win if it was a close game? Because if you watch that game,
who did you beat?
Miami had some dope comebacks.
If you watch that game, if you watch that Alabama-Georgia game, a lot of Alabama fans were disappointed in their performance in that game.
You can look at that. When you a top 5 team.
Yeah, but a win isn't a win. A win isn't a win when you was talking about Miami winning close games. A win is a win. It should be a win.
Now listen to me. You skipping what I'm saying. What does your win mean if you're playing Teriyaki University? I'm talking about beating top competition. I'm talking about the best. You said Georgia's the number 3 ranked team in the country. Well, they lost at Alabama. They lost. That team lost to Alabama, another ranked team, right?
I got you.
What I'm saying is that win, what team has a better win? Now, Georgia played Texas at Texas. Now, Georgia could possibly say, we got a better win than Alabama do. They beat us, but we got a better win over Texas at Texas. And I couldn't argue with that. That may be a better win than our win over them. My point is the same thing Jason's saying. It's not really about you winning. It's a lot of teams winning, but who are you playing and who are you beating? That's what I'm saying.
So that Georgia win is worth a loss for another team.
What you mean? Georgia win is worth a loss.
Yeah. That Georgia win is worth a loss for another team.
Yeah, because
It's
they
worth,
hadn't
it's
lost
worth
to
the money.
nobody but us.
Yes.
Ole Miss. Like who else did it besides us and Ole Miss? Who else
What do you
did it?
mean?
If that's the case.
So why doesn't Ole Miss have it? What's the name?
Because
Why does Ole Miss not
Ole Miss is
make a case for it?
because Ole Miss lost to a team that we beat. We beat LSU. LSU went into their
Who
house
are
and beat them.
right?
Ole Miss hadn't beat nobody that we lost to. They hadn't defeated nobody we lost to.
So, but that's what I'm saying. So when you start talking about Ole Miss, then you say, well, they lost to a team that we beat.
Right.
Then so you look at Ole Miss, who Ole Miss lost to, but you don't look at who Alabama lost to. It's always going to be an argument either way. I'm not, like I say, I'm not saying that y'all don't deserve to be at the playoffs. I'm just trying to
Like
bring
you're
some.
We just
saying
presenting the
I'm trying to
content.
bring
I get
some.
it. Yeah.
I'm trying to bring some
Yeah.
clarity to
But see,
why
you ain't making no
people.
sense to me. Hold
You
on.
ain't
it
making
kind of
no
sounds like
sense
you're
to
saying that,
nobody.
Tiz.
I'm
I
trying
see
to
where
bring some
Ted's
clarity
going.
to
I
why
see
it's
where Ted's
always.
going.
I'm trying to bring some clarity to why it's always going to be an argument. Is because
I
it's
would say,
always going to be a different thing that you can point to, or why this team got left out. It's
see, if you're
always
an Ole
something
Miss
different.
fan, how could you point to say why is Alabama in over us? Well, let me tell you why. We got like-minded records. Both of us are 9-3. The only common opponent we have is LSU.
LSU.
Right,
You lost to that team. We went
right,
into their home and destroyed them. So that
right,
matters. Nobody we lost to, they beat. Nobody.
right.
And then
So
no, go ahead, Coach. My fault.
no, that and so
What
as far as
team?
that team, Ole Miss,
So
that's all I'm saying.
what team did y'all lose to that's better than LSU?
What team did we lose to that's better than LSU?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if you talking about rankings or eye
Tennessee.
contest,
This is.
what?
No, I'm just saying. Just period. Which team? What team did y'all lose? Because you're saying that you're ranking the losses based on like opponents. But I'm saying once you start talking about Ole Miss's losses, what team did y'all lose to? What's a better loss? So once we start talking about losses, we got to talk about them from all teams. You see what I'm saying? Once we introduce that,
give me a team in front of us that beat somebody that we lost to, and I'll answer your question.
A team that beat somebody that y'all lost to?
Because you said who did we lose to that's better than LSU? Give me a team in front of us that's ranked in front of us that
I don't know. I have to look that up.
beat a team that we lost to, and I'll answer your question.
So I don't know. Did any of these teams beat Vanderbilt or Oklahoma? That's in front of y'all?
Tennessee.
Yeah, but they in there.
And Tennessee's and they beat us head to head. So they're rightfully in front of us. That's all. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Simple question: who are you putting in that?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
But then Ole Miss beat Oklahoma, right? Then Ole Miss beat Oklahoma.
I don't know if they played.
Yes, they beat them.
Did they play Oklahoma?
So now you got the LSU like opponents, and you got the Oklahoma like opponents. Y'all lost to Oklahoma 24-3. They beat Oklahoma.
Okay, question. If we picking hairs, real quick question. Ole Miss lost at home to Georgia. They spanked them like they stole some. Who if Alabama got beat at home by?
Nobody.
You got beat at home by another team that we beat. The second team that we beat. Who did Alabama lose to at home that you beat?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Hey, it's like I said, it's splitting hairs because an Ole Miss fan is gonna bring up that Oklahoma game.
I bring up Georgia and LSU,
and they can bring up, and we can bring up Kentucky. We can bring
Kentucky.
up Florida.
We didn't even play them.
What are you talking about? Strength of schedule,
bro. I'm not
like,
arguing that y'all
all
should be
this
in
stuff that matters in the everything we've been saying, bro. Matters. Their losses, their strength of schedule. Alabama plays Kentucky. We are beating Kentucky. We're not losing to Kentucky at home. These are
we don't
facts.
know that. We don't know that didn't play.
When the last time Kentucky beat us?
I don't know, Jabrinsky.
Exactly.
You gonna tell me?
I won alive. That's the only thing I can say. I won alive, and I'm 33 years old.
I probably wasn't alive either. I'm saying. So we can't do that, man. We can't. If we just go and say like, oh, this team can't beat this team, then we don't need no playoff. We don't need to play the games, right? They gotta play the games.
But what do you do, Tez, when the teams don't play each other? How do you find out which team is better. How do you decide
that
which team is better?
that shouldn't be a part of it in a playoff.
Lord have mercy.
It shouldn't.
So how
if
else
they
do you
didn't
decide?
play each other,
You have to take like opponents.
so we
who
gonna
you
go
played.
with when the last time Kentucky beat them, and use that as a criteria.
Man, look at this and tell me what do you see?
I see 3 SEC teams and an ACC team.
Out of all those teams, who should be the top team? For what you see,
probably Alabama.
why are we having this discussion?
What do you mean? Why we're having a discussion? Because it's a podcast,
if
and
clearly
I'm
you just
bringing
look at this-
some.
No. When you're clearly looking at this and you just flat out answer that question so simply, why are we having this conversation? Why are we having this conversation?
Because I started this by saying that I believe that Alabama deserves to be in there, but I'm trying to tell you why people have a problem with it. Some of the reasons why people have a problem with it.
Man.
And you saying that
folks have a problem with Alabama because their team doesn't like what? Okay, the people that you say that has a problem with Alabama, what do you know? What team they a fan of?
Probably the other 3 teams that you put on that list. That's kind of how it works. My team gets snubbed and left out. I'm gonna go against that.
But I can destroy every argument that an Ole Miss fan come with logic. If you ask about the loss, you know, you cannot say you deserve to be in when 2 teams we beat. You know what I mean? You lost to one at home. You know what I mean? Then you beat the other one at home. I mean, like, how do you say you deserve to be in? How? If we don't play each other. If we don't play each other.
Man, I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is, for real. I think you just I think they got it right. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is why I don't have an answer. I'm just saying, like, every time you use logic behind it and you bring up a reason, there's going to be a counter argument to why that team shouldn't get in. That's why it's always going to be an argument, because it's always going to be a counter argument.
Yeah, no matter how much they expand it, there'll always be an argument.
Yeah, when you get down to the last spot, it's always going to be a counter argument back and forth between whether the team should.
It always just seems like it's a controversy when it Alabama.
So I think Nick Saban had the best answer for this. He said that get rid of the conference champions, because that's why it's messed up. Just get 1, 2, 3, and 4 to buy, and then run the rest. run the rest. Yeah, it'll be much easier.
No, man, y'all don't like to listen to Nick Saban. He just wants to be in his favor.
He just said that a week ago.
I know that. But guess what? In the history of life, look at Paul Feinbaum. I can point out all the analysts that anytime Nick Saban suggests something, he just crying right now. He won it in his favor. And then when he tells you want to play this game, I know I can be better than you because I have the better program. I have the better resources. They thought he couldn't adapt to the RPO. He complained about that. And guess what he did? He adapted to that and mastered it.
They changed the rule. He complained about it. They changed the rule. And then he ran it.
Okay.
He didn't adapt to it. They changed the rule. They literally said that you got to
adapt to that.
He adapt to a different rule.
What was the rule, Ted?
The rule was he complained about the hurry up offenses, right? He complained that they didn't give the defense time to substitute. They changed the rule. You have to get a defense time to substitute now. Then he started running RPO.
Tez is Tezing again.
Oh my God.
Did they not? Is the rule not? What's the rule? What's the rule on hurry up offense right now?
You can see it.
If
the offense takes a player off, you have to let the defense sub somebody on.
Okay. That
but
didn't
if you
exist.
Don't take nobody on, you can continue to do whatever you're doing.
Okay, but that didn't exist. That simple rule right there did not exist until Nick Saban brought it up.
Okay.
I'm not making that up.
I got a question. I got a question for anybody that think Ole Miss deserves to build Alabama. Alabama lost on the. I got a question. I want somebody to answer this. We lost on the road to OU. We lost on the road to Vanderbilt, a team that almost beat Texas, I might add. Ole Miss lost to LSU at LSU, right? No disrespect. I'm just saying that's before somebody say Vandy's no good. That Vandy team is a bowl team and have been for a minute now,
Vandy look
and
good.
they almost beat the number 2 team in the country, right?
That's true.
So Ole Miss lost to LSU on the road, just like we lost on the road, and Ole Miss lost at home to Kentucky, right? So Bama has lost 2 games on the road. You can compare the teams all you want, right? Kentucky, LSU, OU, Vandy. We lost both our
Right.
games on the road. You got your ass whipped at home. Who beat Alabama at home? Who?
That's
Man,
true.
get out of here with that Ole Miss. Stop it.
Hey,
Stop it, bro.
I don't think. Oh, if it's the only team that I think has an iota of an argument is Miami, and that's only because they have a better record. That's it.
But what's only thing that's killing them is the top 25 record. They don't have a top 25 win. You have to factor that in.
If I'm a Miami fan, I'm not gonna look at that. If I'm a Miami fan, I am not gonna care about that.
that matters. I'm sorry. Schedule somebody that you know that's gonna be good. I'm sorry that your conference is boo-boo. I'm sorry. The ACC has been trash. When the last time the ACC won a national championship? With Florida State. Yeah. No. Let me take that back. With Clemson, and we seen how Clemson ran all over that conference for years.
True.
There was nobody there.
True. I'm not arguing with you, bro. You arguing with me like I'm saying that the ACC is amazing. I've never said that. I'm just saying that the only team that got it, that I think has an iota of an argument is Miami. That's only because they got a better record.
If that's the only thing, that's not going to help. You need more than that.
We can just hear the Auburn in your voice.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But then the precedent gets set, though.
Oh my
God.
Like,
it's going. I think because the situation gonna come around again.
Okay, I think we got to get a Texas boy. Now let's talk before we get off here. Let's just talk a little bit about this SEC championship game. This boy got on the classic Vince John jersey. He's not walking in that building.
You know what's going on, man.
He gonna be on the field, but he ain't gonna be playing.
Hey man, you already know what's going on, man.
What is your prediction for the Texas versus Georgia?
Texas versus Georgia. My prediction, man, is gonna be a close game. Of course, I'm rocking with my boys. I think we're gonna pull it off this time. I feel like that defense is something serious. I feel like they actually clicking more offense than they did the first time we played them boys. My prediction, very, very close game. I say it's going to be like 35-28, or it's going to come down to a field goal.
I'm not going to lie to you, bro. The way y'all winning, I know I had y'all winning, but y'all really impressed me going into Texas A&M for that Saturday night game. That was a trap game for real. Mm-hmm. And the way I seen you guys play on defense was definitely great. So I believe y'all.
We always play A&M hard though. That's a big rivalry.
Of course. But just the environment. It ain't like y'all was playing in Austin. Y'all was playing in College Station at night with that crowd. Them folks was electric. I already know that.
Yeah, they were wide open.
And then y'all stop them at the goal line 2 times. Hey, I got to give y'all boys credit on that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a good game. I believe
it's going to come down to Carson Beck, man.
I believe it is going to come down to Carson. Matter of fact, it's going to come down to the quarterbacks. Quinn Ewers has to show up. He has to show up. He cannot play like he played last time because y'all kept giving up short fields to Carson Beck and them boys. That's why they scored a lot of their points outside of the last one, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Texas can win this game. Even if Georgia loses this game, Georgia's still in the playoffs. So we're going to go ahead and cut that mess out. If anybody thinking
both of them lose, they still in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But Texas was going to be in there anyway.
Yeah.
But So they're not gonna fault nobody for being in the conference championship. And I'm glad that they made that extremely clear. We're not gonna fault nobody. The only person that can really fall out is SMU for obvious reasons. But I think I got Texas winning this game. Depending on Quinn Ewers. If Quinn Ewers can step up, I'll get his game 28-21 Texas. What you got for me, Ted, Jason?
I got I honestly think that I think that Texas is gonna come out fast. You know, I don't foresee Georgia ever having a lead in this game. I think that Texas is gonna be able to dominate and handle and control the pace of the game. In true Georgia fashion, they'll probably have a late push or something like that towards the end. But I just think that offensively, it's going to be hard for Georgia to do what they did again. So I got Texas winning 31-17.
And also shout out Jason, my boy at Hall of Fame college football. Jason is an Oklahoma fan, so I already know how you Texas and Oklahoma guy. He doesn't give Texas no type of credit on anything, so this doesn't surprise me. So I'm excusing you on this.
He had the Haven. You see my boy Texas.
Anything is always horns down. Anything. So I don't. Certain people, when it comes to certain things in life, man, I just don't listen to them when it comes to it. Don't listen to me when it comes to Alabama and Auburn, even though it's factual. But don't listen to me because I would talk down on Auburn. I don't care if Auburn we 0-11, they 11-0. I believe we'll beat them by 30. Ted, what's your prediction?
I got Georgia in this game. I got Georgia in this game for a simple reason. It's gonna go against everything I just said, an argument I made for this whole playoff thing. But Texas hadn't really played nobody. And it's what I've given Georgia. Like Georgia has been in this spot that I'm putting Texas in a lot, where they get to the conference championship, they haven't played nobody, they haven't really been tested, then they get thumped by a good team. Now these two teams have played each other, which was the difference. But I just think that Texas is going to be in for. They've never played a conference championship like this. This is the first time playing the SEC championship. First time playing down there in Mercedes. It's going to be like a home game for Georgia. And it's just a well-coached team, bro. I really like the job that Kirby Smart does with Georgia, because I don't know if they're the most talented offense in the country. They don't look like it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing jumps off the page when you see them play offense, but he gets them up ready to play. I think Georgia wins this. I call it 24-17, 24-20, something like that, somewhere around there.
I'm just still laughing at Jason, man. He said they got a JV schedule, got a training wheel schedule. I'm like, man,
is he talking about Texas?
He's talking about Texas.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's hard to say that when you have Georgia on your schedule, man. I'm
gonna say this, guys. I'm gonna say
this. They beat them though.
I'm gonna say this about Texas, though. Even coming into the SEC with this easy schedule, none of y'all believe Texas was actually going to be number one in the SEC by the end of the year. Nobody thought that.
I thought they was. I had them as a prediction. I had Ole Miss and y'all.
I think Coach J picked them
near the top. Yeah,
because of just how the schedule set up. I didn't believe y'all played anybody this year that was going to stop you. I said the only one that I believe y'all was going to beat Georgia, but y'all didn't. But that was like y'all only competition.
But this is what I'm saying. Nobody thought Texas was gonna be number one in the SEC in their first year.
Y'all ain't playing nobody.
Yeah, they said the same thing when we was in the Big 12. Y'all ain't playing nobody. Y'all ain't winning
But you
nothing.
the Big 12, man.
Y'all win.
Nobody
Big
thought
12,
we was
man.
gonna come into the SEC and make noise. And
Okay. Last year, let me just ask you just a quick question. Last year, in the
last year when we beat Bama.
Oh, okay, congratulations.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this is me pulling down the flag for you.
I'm ready.
Rolling up. We beat Bama. This is y'all banner. I'm rolling up there for you. But who was the second best team in the Big 12?
Last year, second best. What, OU?
Okay, we'll just say OU. What was the third team? Because they in the SEC. Who was the third best team in the Big 12? It's a reason why I'm asking.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying who was the third best team that you could possibly think of last year? Like Oklahoma State, bro? Or
I don't think it was OSU. It definitely wasn't OSU.
No, Oklahoma State, because y'all played them in the Big 12 championship. Matter of fact, bro, what do you think? Where do you believe that? Where do you believe that Oklahoma State would have been ranked in the SEC last year if they had to play any type of Georgias or Ole Miss or Alabamas? I don't even think they could have beat Florida. I don't think they could have beat Auburn.
Nah, I think they could have beat Auburn. I'm sorry, Ted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ted. I think they could have beat Auburn, bro.
Auburn beat Auburn, bro. Auburn beat Auburn, bro.
Okay, so OSU, they say OSU was second best. They talking about in the comments. But look, like I was saying, that's besides my point. My point was nobody thought Texas was going to come in this year and make the noise that they made. I'm proud of my team. We're going to see what they do in this SEC championship. One thing that we could do that A&M has not been able to do in the however many years they've been in the SEC now. You know what I'm saying? So my team is doing what they got to do. You know what I mean? We're going to come through, show Georgia something new this upcoming game. And yeah, man, you already know. UT, it's all up, man. It's up from here, baby. It's up from here. We ain't going back.
I want to see the quarterback play too, man. Like y'all said, Quinn Ewers. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna step up?
That is the most.
He's got to play big. He's got to play big in order for them to have a chance in this game.
That's the only thing. Can he do it? If he can't do it, then I don't believe they can do it. If he can play like how he played at Alabama, I don't think it's no contest. Because I believe Texas has the defense because they've been building up to have a SEC defense. Just an SEC type team.
And Carson Beck is a sneaky good quarterback too, bro. Like when you be looking at the game, be like, man, this dude awful. Then you look at the stats and he got like 250 yards passes. Like where that come from? I didn't even see him throw them.
It's in spurts.
It's crazy.
He has like a J.R. Smith syndrome. When he's on, he's on.
I want to not like Carson Beck so bad.
Carson Beck, I
want to criticize him so bad.
Hey, bro. Carson Beck gonna have to play a really good game against his defense this week, man. He's gonna have to really step it up and not make the mental mistakes he's been making. He's gonna have to he's going to determine the game. Now, if Carson Beck can make them plays, man, yeah, we got a game. It's gonna be a game on our hands. But I'm telling you, bro, this cat's got to stay consistent, man, for Georgia to win this game. This is gonna be a very locked-in Texas team, man. They coming for blood this SEC championship. They got something to prove, man. Even if if we don't win the college football championship this year,
you said those screen passes out. Yeah,
we're gonna get this SEC joint under our belt year one.
Okay, Coach Sean, how you feel about this? What's your prediction for this SEC championship game?
Listen, man, you know me, bro. The truth is in the details, bro.
There you go.
You know, Bottom line is, and this is no disrespect to Texas, because I think Sark has built Texas, just like Coach Al said, in the
Yeah.
image of an SEC school. How did he do that? By recruiting in the trenches first. He had all them young linemen 2 years ago, Kelvin Banks, all them young linemen. I can remember him seeing an interview where he said he only had 12 linemen. Now they got like 20 something linemen. So he built it the way Saban built Alabama, in the trenches first, because you can get skill position all the time. You can get skill position everywhere. Those big meaties in the trenches is how he built it. But I will say this, man, this is just the truth. Oklahoma played ranked Tennessee, ranked South Carolina, ranked Ole Miss, ranked Missouri, ranked Alabama. Texas played none of them. None of them. They played Colorado State, UTSA, Louisiana Monroe. They played Georgia, who they lost to. They played Vanderbilt, who they almost lost to. They caught Florida without my man, beat them. Here's the thing, man. I don't think Texas is gonna beat Georgia, and I'll tell you why. Kirby Smart and next staff are freaking awesome. They awesome at making adjustments at halftime. I know what kind of offense Sark's run. Sark do a lot of option routes, play action stuff, RPO stuff. I don't think you're gonna be able to do that on Georgia, because Georgia match on the back. I don't think receivers are gonna be running wide open down the field. I think coming to Atlanta, Georgia gonna be energized. Georgia is very, very hard to beat in that stadium if your name ain't Alabama. I mean, that know that sound like a biased opinion, but it's the truth, man. It's the reason why these dudes ain't lose a game for like 3 years, but to one team. Georgia, when they play in that SEC championship, man, they very, very tough to beat. They physical. Texas have a problem with physical fronts. I mean, all that option route and all that kind of stuff, that's great. That trickeration, those counters, those RPO based things, that's cool when you ain't got nobody bearing down on your quarterback. Georgia do a lot of good things in their front seven, and they did it at Texas, right? I know the old saying, it's hard to beat teams 2 times, but I'm here to tell you, Georgia gonna win the SEC, man. It ain't no disrespect to Texas, because what Texas has done is just like DeHaven said, nobody picked Texas to win this thing, right? Those guys have won games, and you got to get a credit for that, man. They had done a great job. But I will say, and I think it was made up this way. Oklahoma get the harder schedule the first year. I think next year Texas will have a harder schedule. I mean, again, Oklahoma played ranked Tennessee, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Missouri, and Bama. That's tough,
Mhm.
man. That's tough, right? And I think next year it'll flip. Texas will have that kind of schedule, and Oklahoma might have a little breathing room. So Georgia just tough on defense, man. I don't know a better coaching staff in the country. You saw that at Texas, a game that Sark had plenty all year to prepare for. I think in Atlanta, Georgia's gonna win this game, man. They too good on defense. They do well on defense what Texas don't handle well. I don't think those tackles handle speed rushes, talented speed rushes. I think they would have got exploited. They had to play South Carolina, right? Those edge rushes, I think they have problems with. The Kevin Banks and those boys is awesome at Texas, right? They awesome. I take nothing from them. But Georgia, to me, in the front seven is as good as you're gonna find in the SEC, anywhere in the SEC. That front seven, when they play that 7-man box, man, they very, very tough to move the ball on. Now, if Carson Beck come out BSing, just like DeHaven said, Georgia will lose this game. That's a whole fact. Texas will beat them. But if you just put it on even, Steven, I was the only one picked Georgia last time to go in there. I think my exact words on Ty's channel, I said Georgia's going to dump truck Texas. That's what I said, and they did. I think Georgia's not going to dump truck Texas, but I think Georgia's going to win this football game.
We
What
gonna
score you
see,
got
man.
for me?
I'm pretty bad with scores, but I had to say somewhere like
We all
maybe
bad when it comes
maybe
to
31-24, something like that. Maybe a touchdown, maybe
it.
even less. I just see Georgia's defense, man, making the necessary adjustments. I don't think Sark has done a great job, man. The way they beat Florida, the way they adjusted in the last game against Texas A&M, but Texas A&M can't challenge them the way Georgia can on the defensive side of the ball. Some of the
Yeah.
things that Sark like to do, Georgia do very well, man. These guys I know everybody see Georgia not playing well. All that's a case of Georgia getting everybody's best shot. They had the Alabama syndrome.
Mhm.
Everybody played Georgia. That's their Super Bowl, right? So what up, Ty? Shout out to the man himself, Ty
The
Hayes. I
legend.
told
Ty
you
Hayes.
last time, and I tell you this time,
Okay.
Georgia's gonna win this football game.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first time, one of my biggest inspirations in making a YouTube channel, one of my good friends, great friend, good brother. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ty Hayes to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome
What's
to
going
the
on,
Hey,
show.
TH.
What's happening?
What's
Signing
going
day
on?
was hilarious, man. Y'all see Auburn just get flatlined by Oregon. And the crazy thing about it, y'all, is that they keep saying, like, oh, Oregon just did this money. Okay, like, Coach Sean, you and I talked about this. If Phil Knight was a Bama alum, you bet your sweet Bippy I'd be out here telling him, yeah, throw out them M's, my guy.
Please.
So, like,
Please.
I'm not mad at it, right? That's where we are in college football. But two, do we not remember whenever Offord took that visit to Oregon and he straight up said he and his dad hopped on social media and said that's the best visit we've had by
Right.
far. The pictures they were taking, the whole. So when I see these Auburn people and they're like, "Oh, we were shocked by this," I'm like, "Man, this has been a thing." Like, I'm not doubting that Auburn like made some moves, right? I'm not doubting that. I don't have that intel. But if they say they were all well and good. But Oregon, man, this is a big win for them. Dan Lanning's doing a hell of a job, man. Can't take nothing away from him.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, man. We talking about the go ahead, Ted. Since he said something about your Auburn Tigers, so you can do a rebuttal.
Oh no, I was about to agree with him, man. I don't think it was ever close for the Alford family. I think it was Oregon for a very long time. I don't know. Did any of y'all watch that presentation at Parker today?
I didn't. I said, man, I have no intel in terms of behind the scenes. So if Auburn was saying, hey, we made moves, I have no reason to doubt that, right? Auburn's recruited very well, but I just remember Oregon making that big move whenever he visited. So this wasn't shocking to me.
Right. If you watch the presentation, it was so prepared that you could tell that it was Oregon the entire time. Like they played the video, to your point, Ty, of the pictures that they took on their visit. They had a whole video with Coach Lanning and everything, just announcing his recruitment, and his family was in it. They looked happy. They was fist bumping, high fiving, and all that. And it was like, it's no way that this is this prepared if you weren't gonna pick. If there was any question. Like, there's one thing to make a little, they make the little graphics for recruitment, but this was a entire production. And it was like, man, we knew you knew you was gonna pick Oregon this entire time. Then they let the curtain up and he had on an Auburn hat. And it was just like, where'd that come from? And he threw it. I mean, the rest is history.
Like don't you just hate that, though?
What was funny is the same hat that Jordan Crawford. They had these hats, right? I had to explain. They had all these hats from all their recruits. They had one of each school. Jordan Crawford signed with Auburn right before Naheem Alford did. So they took the Auburn hat off the table. There was only two hats on the table, Ohio State and Oregon. They put the Jordan Crawford hat back on the table, and I knew then it was like, oh, he's not coming to Auburn, because if he was coming to Auburn, he'd have had his own Auburn hat. He wouldn't have had to borrow one from somebody else that was sitting there.
Yeah.
You just hate when they use your hat as a prop.
And then it was a dad hat. Man. It was an Auburn dad hat. I was like, he wouldn't wear that. The signs were there.
Yeah, man, the signs were definitely there, man. I just love how he threw it like a frisbee, man.
And then his mom had like green and yellow nails. It's like, come on.
That ain't Auburn colors.
Oh yeah,
that was a coincidence.
Colors neither.
That's just a coincidence, Tez.
No, I wouldn't.
I was just asking them about the SEC championship game. Everybody was giving their analysis on the who they got winning, what's their predictions, and all that. What are yours for what guys we need to watch out for? Who going to win this game and all that?
Yeah, man, it's very tough to beat good teams twice, right? Like, that's really tough to do. And that's part of the reason why I was like, hey, if Bama doesn't make the SEC championship game and they don't have to play Georgia again, obviously I'd love to win the SEC as a Bama fan, but I'm not going to be mad about it. Or Texas, because you're probably going to see either one of them in the playoff again. It's tough to beat a good team twice, especially people that make adjustments well. I'm interested in how Sark is going to change the way he attacks Georgia, but Georgia, there are two things that mess up with a Kirby Smart defense, and by extension a Nick Saban defense. And gentlemen, this is tried and true, right? Like, this is biblical at this point. We have so much data on this. Mobile quarterbacks, and it's not even just like your run-of-the-mill mobile quarterback. You got to be a special athlete, right? That's one. Two, if you are a pocket passer, you damn sure better be able to test the defense deep, because Kirby's going to play straight up man. If he doesn't think you're going to be able to beat him, he's going to creep those safeties down. He's going to make you play straight up man. He's going to heat you up, and he's not going to adjust until you make him adjust. Remember, when Bama had J-Mo, he left a corner out on an island with J-Mo up until like halfway through the third quarter, when finally he was like, all right, cool. You've made your point. We can't cover him. Now we're going to adjust. Same guy who came into the game and said, we're not bracketing Ryan Williams. Well, it bit him. But that's Kirby, right? Like, that's part of the reason why I have so much respect for him. Because if I was smart and I was a football coach, I'd be the same way, right? I'd be like, nah, if this is what I do, you got to beat me until I come off of it. Sark has the tools to be able to stress a Kirby defense, the way his offense is predicated. If you think back to how Texas beat Alabama, they put Caleb Downs in a blender. I'm not mad at it. He was a young player, like third game into his freshman season, but Sark orchestrated. For us football guys, it was like watching Pablo Picasso paint. And it hurts to say because it was against my Tide, but it genuinely was art. The game plan he orchestrated, and Quinn was in rare form, dropping passes that I've never really seen him do since, right? So that's my first thing. What Quinn Ewers are we going to get? Because you have to be able to keep this defense honest for Georgia. You have to be able to test them deep. And Coach Sean alluded to my second question. What Carson Beck are we going to get? Because Carson Beck is inconsistent on a good day. But this Texas defense is really, really, really good. The loss of Devondre Sweat and those guys, it didn't hurt as much as we thought. Right? Like, I'm not saying they're the same, but at the same time, they didn't take that step back that I potentially had them taking. Their secondary is so much better. You move Jahdae Barron from a nickel corner / safety, because I don't know that they had him playing full-time safety, but I know he was their nickel corner. Great player there. To an outside corner, and he's killing it on the outside. That guy right there just earned himself some money this year. Gentlemen, for the NFL, like he's going to get paid deservedly so. Probably my favorite player on that Texas team is Jahdae Barron, has been for a few years. But Brensky, I told you this. Coach Sean, I told you this. Makuba was a top 5 transfer addition in the nation, and I've held this position since before the season. They needed that big-time safety. They got that big-time safety. He's from Austin. He came home after transferring from Clemson. It just made sense. Texas defense is exceptional. Colin Simmons is an exceptional freshman. Really like Trey Moore, right? He hasn't flashed in the way a lot of people thought. Been a little bit banged up, but I think that he's a guy, when he puts it all together, he's going to be dangerous. And Anthony Hill, from right where I'm sitting in Denton, Texas, I got to watch him play every other day, and I knew he was going to be special. I probably, and Coach Sean, you're gonna bash me with the stick, deservedly so. I probably lean Texas in this one for the main reason of I don't know what Carson Beck I'm going to get. 2, I don't think that these teams suffer from almost the same thing. And that offensively, I don't know what I'm going to get offensively from either one of these teams, Georgia or Texas. But I have more faith in Texas's defense to make some plays. That's not to say I don't have faith in Georgia's defense, but Georgia's defense doesn't stop the run. as well as they have in the past. And Trey Wisner, man, has he came on strong. Like how that was running back 3 or 4 is terrifying. That's actually terrifying because whenever they get Baxter back, whenever they get Christian Clark, I believe is his name. If I butchered that, I mean no ill will. I don't remember off the top of my head. The other young man who sustained an unfortunate injury. Hopefully he's good to go now. They're thin on running backs, and still their top 2, Jaden Blue, who is a phenom in the state of Texas, and Trey Wisner are great. So I'd probably lean Texas. And to summarize, and I know I was long-winded, but you'll have to excuse me. I haven't been able to talk college football all week. This is my first show. I'm used to doing like 5 shows, live shows a week, and then video. So this is odd for me. It's tough to beat a good team twice in the same year, right? But Georgia, the difference between them is Texas wants to prove something. Georgia wants revenge. So you have almost these similar but different dynamics. It's going to be a great game. I'd probably pick Texas, though, in a close one.
So
you'll put your eye out up there.
How healthy is Georgia right now after that Georgia Tech game?
Healthier than they were when they went the first time to Austin, because that time Tate Ratledge had just come back from injury and was still real banged up. Still played, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how much, but he's healthier now. Texas is relatively healthy, right? I mean, Isaiah Bond has been off and on all season, but even then, man, like even without Isaiah Bond, they still have Matthew Golden, who's been just such a pleasant surprise for them. And I think their best wide receiver is actually that freshman, Ryan Wingo. I think that some of these freshman wide receivers this year, top to bottom, have the highest ceilings. Cam Coleman, Ryan Williams, Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Wingo. I mean, these guys are freaky. Like I always say, freaky with the frog with a mustache, right? Like these guys are different. It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to see it. I know my partner DeHaven that's up there with his Texas jersey on. You still got it on, man, with your Ben Sean, man.
Yeah.
Texas boy to the fullest, man. H-Town himself. Gentlemen.
I'm up in Denton right now. So, yeah, I'm in Texas as well.
See. Hey, this has been an amazing show. A lot of controversial things said by Ted.
All the time, man. When
we needed Ty in here in the earlier debate.
Oh, man, I was.
Oh, yeah.
Tezzing again.
It has been an awesome show, man. I wish Ty could have been in here earlier, man.
Yes.
I know it would have been a lot better, and it was already great, man. So, as always, man, I just want thank you, brothers, for coming on. But I want everybody to shout out their channel. And I'm going to take a page out of Ty's book, and I'm going to just start with him.
Yeah,
just go out of order.
Yeah, you can find me at Around the Table Sports. You can find me on the Bama Standard. You can find me on Bleacher Report. I think I'll be doing the post-game shows if Alabama makes it into the playoffs or a bowl game. I do their post-game content for Bleacher Report for Alabama. Don't think I'm going to be on the College Football Pick'em show this week, but I need the results because I think your boy just took home back-to-back first-place finishes in the College Football Pick'em 2 years in a row.
Well,
hey, I'm not giving up that trophy.
Please don't, brother. Jason, where can they find you, my brother?
Yeah, man, you can find me on Twitter at Crowd Noise Jaywalk. You can find me on Instagram at Jason Bernard Official. I love getting on here and talking sports with you guys every week, man. It's a bunch of good brothers, except Tez.
I love it.
Coach Sean.
Yeah, man. First of all, thank you for Tabrinsky, man, for having me on, man. Much love to all the fellas on the chat. Great guys. Super duper great to see my brother Ty again, man. Wish I
Always.
could have had him on that debate when I was trying to break it down to Tez. Tez made some good points. And I was trying to explain it, but I needed my brother Ty on here and his eloquency to really put it into perspective. Much love to all you guys, man. You can find me at JMHO Sports Talk. Just my humble opinion on Twitter and YouTube. Shout out to Jay Townsend too, man. Jay Townsend got a hell of a channel, man. You guys tap in with Jay. Much love to Jay and everybody in the chat that tapped in with us, man. You know, much love to you guys for sure.
God bless you, brother, on that one. The Haven.
Hey man, you already know what's up, man. Hey, shout out to my Hawks, man. Shout out to my Braves, man. You already know what's going on. Hey, you can follow me at DJ Ghost Plato on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? You can check out my music on Apple Music. Check me out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go Longhorns, hook 'em, baby, all day. We coming for the SEC. You know what's up.
I'm so happy that you shouted out your employers because that just lets you know, man, you're trying to get that raise.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming in January. You looking at the new distribution manager for the squad. You already know what's up.
There you go. Tell them. Talk that talk for the Atlanta Braves, my brother. Talk that talk.
You got a good job.
Yeah,
That boy good.
Go Braves.
You got a good job.
And if anybody is ever in Atlanta, I'm telling you, my boy will look out for you.
Need some
So
tickets.
go
Holler
there.
at your boy.
So anytime y'all in Atlanta, make sure y'all hit up the Haven. Or y'all just call my phone. I'll make sure you get his number. He'll look out for you for sure. Good,
He ain't
brother.
lying.
Definitely good, brother.
Controversial Tez.
Oh man. Let me see. This is harder than it looks. Bam, there you go. Photo imaging. On all platforms, man. You can check me out. I'm probably somewhere playing devil's advocate. That's kind of what I do. So yeah, you check me out on all platforms. I think Trainwreck asked Ty to ask me how long I've been in orbit. Trainwreck, I live in orbit. It's where I reside. If you want to visit me for Christmas, you got to leave now. But yeah, you check me out on platforms. I'm probably gonna get a Twitter. A lot of people been asking me to get a Twitter. Man, I think I'm gonna get
That
a
was
Twitter.
me.
Yeah, you were amongst them. I think I'm gonna follow through with it though. I think I'm gonna follow through.
I'm telling you, man. I get all my news from Twitter, bro. I like anything I need to know, I get it straight from there, man. And trust me, man, it's highly entertaining.
It really is.
But as always, I'm Brent Sharp of the Sharpshooters Podcast. Appreciate everybody for coming in tonight, showing major love. I'm so glad that Ty had the opportunity to come on over finally or whatnot. But this was my first time, like really, really officially inviting my boy. But I wanted to like build it up because this brother showed me so much love.
Thanks.
And inspired me to just chase this dream and keep going after it. So I want to give this man his flowers. I definitely appreciate you, my friend. Love you and everything that you do. Shout out to Tez, always being there for me. The Haven, my day one. Jason, fam, Coach Sean, always showing me love. Appreciate every last one of you guys. Couldn't get this far and only gonna go farther. So they said, and I know I'm about to butcher this so bad. They said if you want to go far, go together. So I'm just gonna say that part.
I think you got it right, man.
Oh yeah, but I think it was something else before you say that part. But so I rather go with the guy than go at it alone. What is that? A Skyhawks ball?
Oh yeah, shout out to the College Park Skyhawks. I work for them too. You know, it's going crazy.
Okay. The G League,
the NBA and the MLB is just crazy, right?
The man does it all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, if you're in Atlanta, the man's going to look out for you. Go Braves! We're going to be back next year.
Only thing missing is the Falcons.
Yeah, man. I ain't trying to go NFL, but I feel you.
You might want to
Clean
do
sweep.
Panther. But
Maybe
as
if I
always,
go home, if I go back home to Texas, I might work for the Texans. So.
Yeah. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know how I like to end the show. Ty got the spin wheel, but this how I like to end it.
Oh my God.
F Auburn and roll damn Tide.